Greetings, I'm John Phillips, and this is Up or Down. A sheriff is in hot water after putting up a controversial welcome sign. Does Ahmed Mohamed, otherwise known as Clockboy, deserve $15 million? Plus, an NBA legend is throwing in the towel. All this and more will be judged by a thumbs up or a thumbs down by our panel. They are stand-up comic and PJTV contributor Stephen Cruiser, and right next to him is the very fair-minded civil rights defense attorney Leo Terrell. As you can see, both of them have their thumbs ready to go. So let's get started. Our first topic involves a sheriff from Georgia who's feeling the heat after putting up a sign in front of his workplace. The sign is located at the Harris County Sheriff's Department, right underneath the town's welcome sign. D&S Sign Company made the sign for Sheriff Mike Jolly. He's defending his decision to put up the sign that some say should be taken down. The sign, if you're wondering, reads, "Warning, Harris County is politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas, God bless America, and in God we trust. We salute our troops and our flag. If this offends you, leave!" Exclamation point. The sheriff spent more than $500 of his own money for the sign because he wanted to show support for what he considers to be the silent majority and its First Amendment right. The county attorney says the sign does not violate any laws despite calls from residents who want it taken down. So up or down, should the sign stay or go? Leo Terrell.
I'm going to say down. You know why? I respect his right of First Amendment, but he is sending a message that if you do not believe in what he is saying, and he is the sheriff, you don't belong here. It attacks Jews, Catholics, Muslims. It is a horrible sign. Should be down. I respect his First Amendment right, but he's a elected official, and it should be taken down. Horrible sign.
I struggle with this one because obviously I'm not opposed to the sentiment. I'm going to say down just because it's on government property, even though they're saying that the county attorney says it's not violating anything. I'm not really sure because there's going to be somebody who makes some stupid stink about the Establishment Clause, and it's on government property, and it says Merry Christmas. And we all know that it's the same thing as ISIS cutting off your head if you won't convert to Islam if you say Merry Christmas. We're forcing people to do
I'm going to disagree with both of you.
I want to say this. I am so proud of Cruiser right now. I cannot. But I'm proud of this man.
Here's why I'm going to disagree with both of you. What would you do if the sheriff was Jewish and he put a mezuzah up on the door? Would that be taken down?
I would take the same position. Same position.
Well, why should a Jewish sheriff not be able to put up a mezuzah? He's not declaring an official religion.
If the same language. Look, first of all, he's a government official.
Yeah. He
is to obey the law, respect the Constitution, not to respect his own personal First Amendment right. Remember, they take the oath.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 99.9% of his constituents agree with him. There's probably some say is probably one person. It's probably the same person who tells their kid to sue the school because of the Pledge of Allegiance. It's probably that wacko. But I still think it's because it's hanging on the public sign welcoming people. I think take this sign off of that. He's made his point. Hang it in his office, which I think he has the right to do. Hang the sign in his office. Get it on his desk.
No, because in his office is government property. Listen, I want to make sure you understand this. You have to represent all the people, even the people who disagree with you. He is a law enforcement officer who represents all the people, not 99%, 100%.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to get Leo to sign that. We're going to send it to President Obama.
The First
you have to
Amendment
represent all the people.
That is true.
The government can't establish an official religion. He's not saying you have to be a Christian. He's just saying we say Merry Christmas
here. He says leave. He says get out of here.
That's right.
I mean, come on. Listen, I love Christmas, but I'm saying as a civil rights lawyer, this guy is wrong. He must defend and represent everyone.
Merry Christmas, Leo Terrell.
And Merry Christmas to you, too.
And anybody who doesn't like In God We Trust shouldn't.
That means you don't like money.
Shouldn't spend money.
You got to spend pesos.
And there's Latin on the money too, so us Catholics are trying to turn you into papists.
Well, we asked our fans on Twitter if the sheriff should take the sign down. Here's what some of you had to say. Satirical Sniper said, "Easy answer, up Merry Christmas and God bless." Ember George said, "Keep it up and elect more men like this one." Robert Wolf, with 2 Fs, said he should run for President of the United States. Thank you all for participating. Now on to our second topic. Ahmed Mohamed, otherwise known as Clockboy, is back in the headlines, and not for making another device or taking one apart and breaking it. Lawyers for the Irving, Texas teen want $15 million from the Irving School District and the city, as well as an apology. They say his civil rights were violated when he was arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school. Teachers believe the device was an explosive and called authorities. Mohamed was pulled out of class and led out of the school in handcuffs. His lawyers say he was targeted because of race, national origin, and religion. By the way, the teen has moved to Qatar, or Qatar, however you want to pronounce it, with his family after he was offered a full scholarship to the Qatar Foundation. Should this lawsuit go to trial? Leo Terrell.
Well, the answer is no, it shouldn't go to trial for one reason. It should be settled. He has a lawsuit. Let me make sure everybody understands this for all the viewers. His first teacher said the clock, it was a clock. Everyone knows that. And when he was interrogated for an hour and a half, he said, "Can I speak to my parents?" No. What are they trying to do to a kid? His civil rights were violated. He should sue, but the city should settle.
Did you see the bomb that took down the plane where it had the Coke can?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
yes.
So you can take down a plane with a Coke can and a couple of wires.
I'm not disputing that. I want to make sure everyone understands. His first teacher, an engineering teacher, saw it and said, "Hey, it's great." And he showed it to a second teacher, an English teacher who knows nothing about computers or technology.
Broken clocks.
A broken clock or a bomb. And she assumed that he had a bomb. And the principal and 7 officers, I want to make sure people understand this, had him in a room for an hour and a half and denied him the right of counsel and his parents.
I'd give him Zippo.
I forget how the question was phrased, whether I'm supposed to go.
Should he get $15 million?
Leo's down. No, I'm going thumbs up. First of all, if my shampoo is going to bring down an Airbus, then we can still be suspicious of clocks that look like bombs, okay? As long as I got to keep throwing out stuff that I forget that's liquid that I bring on a plane. So that's the first thing. Secondly, this is what I just mentioned, the atheists who always try to set their kids up so they can sue the school over the Pledge of Allegiance. Here's the Islamic version of that, okay? It's the same thing. It was a setup from the beginning. The end game always was this lawsuit. That's what this was about. I'm tired of the hyper-litigious, everybody looking for a way to sue somebody over something. And this kid is like, okay, look, we got this out of the way. We got the lawsuit set. Guess what? We're cutting out of here for it. Yeah, it's a sham. I'm tired of the sham.
Right. And let me follow the cruise, which I disagree with. And they're going to put you in a room with 7 officers, and they're going to interrogate you. They're going to intimidate you. They're going to get you to sign a document. No.
I was educated by nuns. Do you know how many times I got sat in a room by myself because I did something wrong for hours on end?
And look how you turned out.
Blah, 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 blah.
People pay good money to experience the kind of punishment
That's
Cruiser
right.
used to have to endure.
Turned out to be a funny
life.
man. He turned out to be a funny
your
man.
waiter at the that's that guy. He likes your S&M waiter, steak waiter.
Hey, folks, that's another story.
Yes, don't bring that up or
Don't
Leo's
bring that
going to
up.
become catatonic. This brings us to today's Facebook and Twitter poll. We asked our viewers if they think Clockboy deserves $15 million in damages. Here are the results. 1% said yes, the school, city, and police overreacted. 97% said no, I think the story was fake to begin with, and 2% said maybe, but I want to hear more specifics about the case. Thank you, everyone, for participating. After 20 years of running the court, Kobe Bryant will be throwing in the towel at the end of this season. The Lakers' star player will play his final game December 30th in Boston. The 5-time NBA champion has been called one of the greatest players in the history of the game. 37-year-old is a 17-time All-Star. Yes, that's right, 17-time All-Star, and entered the NBA directly from Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia. When he was just 34, he became the youngest player in the history of the league to reach 30,000 career points. As of late, Bryant has been plagued with knee, leg, and foot injuries. So up or down, is it the right time for Kobe to retire, Leo Terrell?
The answer is no. He should have retired 3 years ago. Kobe Bryant is, let me be very clear, one of the most selfish players, notwithstanding his athletic skills. In my opinion, he has destroyed a franchise the last 2 years. The Lakers are basically throwing the towel the last 2 years because of Kobe Bryant. He should have retired 3 years ago. And he's hurting the growth of new players in the Lakers. Down. I'm going to make sure.
I'm going down. I'm saying he should have retired 5, maybe 6 years ago. This franchise was remade because of his tantrums. That's why this franchise has gone from what it was to where it is now, and it's all because they tried to restructure the whole thing around what one player wanted,
Absolutely.
which is a horrible route to go in any team sport. I don't care what in other sports, the franchise players don't sit there and say, "Okay, I'm going to become the GM and make the personnel decisions." They might lean heavily, but Belichick isn't, saying, "Okay, Brady, this is who we're going to get for you." So I think, and he is, at least now someone on the Lakers will be able to learn to score again, which no one's been able to do for years because Kobe never gives
I'm
up
going
the
to play
ball.
devil's advocate with
Of course
you
you
two
Again?
for a second.
Of course
That's
you
the
are.
second time.
Because I'll tell you what, we were spoiled in this city for years and years and years.
Yes.
When we had the franchise player for the Los Angeles Lakers as Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Yes.
Because Magic Johnson is one of the most personable, likable people in the city. If he decided to run for mayor of Los Angeles, I don't think anyone would run against him. I mean, he is that popular. Kobe Bryant is not that warm and fuzzy. Kobe Bryant is more akin to a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or other players that aren't as likable, aren't as friendly as Magic Johnson. So he had this image to live up to with Magic Johnson that few players could attain. And I think because of that, we've kind of been a little harder on him.
No,
than
Kobe
we
had
do
a
on other
chance. I'm
people.
sorry, Cruiser. Kobe had a chance to change his evil ways. Kobe has his own players when he won those 3 championships with Shaq and Rick Fox and Derek Fisher. He was never liked. They all hated him. He's a polarizing figure, and he tried to emulate a guy who he will never become, Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant has never changed, even as we speak today. The guy jacked up 23 shots, made only 7, shoots like 30%, and you know what? He's going to stick around for the whole year to the detriment of all those other players.
Is he going to be one of these guys like Johnny Carson that when he retires, he just goes away and you never hear from him again?
Probably. He's not like he's big in the community or anything, and he doesn't really have the whole wild party lifestyle anymore. So I think he probably will just fade into things. But the difference, you make the Magic comparison. Magic didn't ask the Buss family to fire Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Pat Riley. Magic was, he wasn't in there foot stomping going like, I don't like everybody else getting the attention. Yeah, the rings are nice, but you got to get rid of this guy. You got to get rid of this guy. The Magic didn't do that. Magic was a team player.
Yeah.
And so, and that's the huge difference between these two. And right now, Kobe probably listens to you a lot on the radio because, he's just sitting on the freeway not passing.
So he's in a helicopter.
He's there for a long time.
When the economy bleeds.
And one last point. Kobe will fade because the media does not like him. They tolerated Kobe just like Kareem, and when his career's over, he will fade into the sunset.
That's right. Well, not a lot of people like him. That's for certain.
That's true.
But he did bring many championships to Los Angeles.
Great
As
player.
a Laker fan, I will be forever indebted to Kobe Bryant.
Ditto.
All right, now on to our final topic, which is for anyone with a sweet tooth and enjoys Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, me included. Hershey's, the maker of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, is responding to customers who say their peanut butter holiday trees don't look like trees. In fact, customers say they look more fecal than festive. For the record, I didn't write that. A number of people took to Twitter to share their discontent over the candy. Angie from Texas tweeted something very negative. She said, Reese's, how the hell is this a damn tree? Looks like a damn turd. Up or down, Leo Terrell, is that a tree or a turd?
It's a turd. Listen, it's a turd. She's absolutely correct. It's not a tree at all. Turd. Funny looking turd, though.
If I'm supposed to go thumbs up for it looking, I don't know what it looks like, and I really don't care because when the regular Reese's, I don't sit there and admire the aesthetics of it before I eat it. I just eat it. As long as the taste is the same, I don't care. And I wanted to mention that I saw Fecal and Festive open for the Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1991.
Hey, listen. Hey, part of the desire to eat something is the way it looks, and that doesn't look.
Oh, come
desirable.
on, Leo.
No way.
Chocolate and peanut butter is the most perfect food
Dude,
ever imagined.
I
You've
agree.
been to my office many times.
Yes, I have.
Baby Ruth, like if you go back.
That's the truth.
If you go back
That's
to
true.
Caddyshack, a Baby Ruth looks more like a turd than that does right there, and everybody still eats
Then
Baby
take
Ruth.
away the Christmas display because it gives the impression you're gonna get a Christmas tree chocolate bar. You know that doesn't look like a Christmas tree.
Well,
at all.
Okay, Leo Terrell, put the image of the candy back up on the screen, please. Leo
Yes.
Terrell, look at that.
Yes.
Would you rather eat that or a salad? Be honest.
Oh, I'll take a salad. Can I get a little vinaigrette?
Oh.
Salad. I'm trying to stay healthy. Yeah, salad. I go with the
He
salad.
would do that though. You
I'll go
know
with
that,
salad.
yeah.
Put the camera back on Leo for a second, please. If you see this man walking down the street, do not trust him one bit.
That's right. Especially if I have a Reese's
There's no way
Christmas
he's
tree.
taking a salad over that perfect food.
salad. Going salad. John.
Looks like a tree.
Okay.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/PJTV. I'm John Phillips for Stephen Cruiser and Leo Terrell. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great weekend.